Hey, so I'm gonna take a gamble and try to do a live video, but I have both my dogs in the room and the puppy is acting kind of wild and crazy. So this might be like totally ineffective. So please bear with me if it doesn't feel like the puppy is cooperating and she's totally nuts. Barley, you'll see, she just walked into the frame. She is, come here. This is Barley, she's 10, and she's pretty good most of the time. And then this is Yara. She's my service puppy in training, and she's about 7.5 months old. Hey, Cam. So Yara is a wild card, and the fact that I'm gonna try to play this game with both of the dogs in the room at the same time might just be a recipe for disaster. So sorry about that. But I figure, if nothing else, having both the dogs here is kind of representative of normal life. When you have kids in the house, when you have dogs in the house, as some of you know, sometimes it's just total chaos. And so my goal with Pooch Parenting is to help you guys survive the chaos, come out ahead, give you some good strategies so that you can survive it and feel intact when all is said and done. So anyway, what came up on my Facebook page the other day on Pooch Parenting is we had some excellent questions about how to keep the kids engaged with the dogs, help them build a good relationship, but not make the kids afraid of the dog. So what can happen is, like with Yara, and I'll show you, when she takes treats out of my hand, she really is mouthy. She's very like, and what can happen is, it can hurt, let's be honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It can be really painful. And so I'm trying really hard to work on impulse control activities with her, and I can teach you how to do that. But I also want you to learn, if you have toddlers in the house, that you don't always need to have the kids give treats out of the hand. So the moral of the story today in our Facebook Live is that we aren't gonna necessarily have your little ones putting treats in the dog's mouth with their hand. Because with a lot of kids, like with one of my fans, Jamie, who's great. Hi, Jamie, if you're watching. Her little girls think that if they feel dog teeth on their skin, that the dog is biting them, and that's a totally reasonable thing to understand or to think is happening, but even though it's not true. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a game called Find It. Many of you know Find It, and I'm gonna teach it to you, and it's super easy. Hi, Jamie, you're here. So I'm gonna teach you the game Find It. It's one of the sort of basis for eventually teaching recall and doing these other games. And then we're gonna rename it for when you play it with the kids. Okay, so we're gonna, between you and us, the adults in the room, we're gonna call it Find It. When you're playing it with the kids, we're gonna call it puppy bowling. Now, when you're bowling, I want you to imagine you take, your bowling ball and you roll it as far away from you as possible, and it's gonna go the other direction. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a kibble or a little treat and we're gonna send that flying the other direction. The dog is gonna run and go get it and then return to the person who threw it. And instead of putting your hand at risk because your dog is gonna be super excited, what you're gonna do is we're gonna have you or your toddler drop the treat right on the floor. Okay, and that's gonna prevent any of the biting that's gonna happen because you're gonna have a super amped up puppy, okay? So I'm gonna back up, and hopefully I'm loud enough and you guys can still hear me, but I'm gonna back up. It may be crazy because Barley is gonna wanna play too, and I really wanted to demonstrate with Yara the puppy because she's the one who's like totally nutso. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. Here's the gist of Find It, is you take a treat and you say find it, and you toss it not very far. If your dog doesn't know the game, you're gonna start pretty close and you're gonna just toss the treat a little distance. The dog is gonna go and get it, okay? As soon as the dog turns around to come back to you, you mark it with a yes and you say yes, because what you want is you want the dog's attention on you, okay? So you're gonna say find it, the dog is gonna go to get it. To make the game continue, they're gonna turn around and look at you and you're gonna say yes, and when the dog gets to you, they get a treat. Now, if you are brave and you're not worried about teeth, you can hand them the treat. If you are a little bit worried about your fingers or your toddlers, then have them drop the treat on the floor. This eventually can build recall and relationships and trust, all of these great things. Yeah, you can see what I deal with. I don't know how I get any work done. They're playing bitey face. They're like, they seem vicious, but it's all good. Okay, I'm gonna try to redirect them and get some attention on the game, and let's see if it can happen. Okay, hey pups, break. Okay, so when they get out of control, I will often give a break command, and then I toss a treat on the floor for each of them. Barley missed it. And they come and they stop interacting because I try to get them to not be so aroused. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Barley to sit. Good girl. Okay, and she may go after it. I can't make any promises. Okay, I'm gonna tell Yara, find it. Oh, sorry, it went under the dining room table. Okay. Yes. Okay, she got it. All right, I'm gonna send her off again. I'm gonna do it a little, come here, Barley. Here. Good. Down. Down. Good girl. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it a little closer. Here. Good. Okay, ready? Find it. Yes. Okay. Now I handed it to her and I felt a lot of teeth on my skin. And so what I'm gonna do is change it up. I'm gonna pretend I'm a toddler and I'm gonna play this game with her. Yara, find it. Yes. And I'm gonna drop it on the floor, okay? And so, hi Jess. So that's basically the gist, and that's how the game is gonna work. Now I'm gonna toss it behind me so that you guys can see, and I'll see if Barley will play. Barley, find it. Yes! And then I'm gonna drop it on the floor. She didn't see that. I'm gonna give her the treat for coming back to me. Okay, could you guys see her running? You could tell me like, yes, no, thumbs up if you can see her go. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Barley, find it. Yes! Let her get it off of the floor. Okay, so when you're playing puppy bowling, you're gonna build distance. So, oh good, thanks, thumbs up help. Okay, so we're gonna build distance. So instead of asking the dog to go find it maybe a short distance, you can literally, after they've built in lots of progress with this game, you can chuck it like across the house, and the dogs might be sliding around and getting all crazy. But this is a really great way for your toddler and your dog to build a relationship and not have teeth, okay? Oh, you can see everything. Okay, thanks, Jamie, that helps. I tried to figure out where to put the camera. It's on my dining room table right now, so. Okay, so we're gonna play it again. I'm gonna ask Barley to come over here. Come here. Barley here. Barley here. Good. Okay, all right. Barley's here. I'm gonna send Yara on to find it, and hopefully Barley stays put. Nope, come here. Okay, Barley doesn't want to stay put, so this might just be how it goes. I might do two, and maybe the dogs will spread out. Ready? Find it. Find it. Yes. Yara, find it. Get it. Oh, see? So Yara is deferring to Barley, so she knows that Barley might get upset with her and say, no, you can't have that. So Yara's not going also. So let me try it again. I'm gonna send Barley one direction. Yara, find it. Go get it. Yes! Come on. Come on, you can have it. Barley's not gonna get you. Here you go. Okay, there you go. Okay. Don't play this game with two dogs at the same time. But I can't put Barley in the kitchen right now because I have some food on the counter and she will take it because she is big. Find it. So Barley's gonna run, yes! And she's gonna get the treat, okay? Yara, find it. Throw her the other direction. Yes! And she can come and she can get the treat off the floor. Okay, Barley, find it. Yara, find it. Yes. Good. Get your treat off the floor. Yes. Get your treat off the floor. Okay, so we're gonna call it puppy bowling, right? You're sending your dog shooting across the house. Try to play with one dog at a time. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. The other game, which I'm gonna look like an idiot, and hopefully you guys find that entertaining, I don't know, is to play freeze dance and have your toddlers play freeze dance. This is something I actually posted a video of. I made a little meme and it had a toddler in a pink shirt dancing with her puppy, and what we do is we have the kids spazzing out, right? Just kids moving around, getting all excited, and then I say freeze, and the toddler has to freeze, okay? And when we freeze, we have them put their arms around their body because puppies are really good at nipping fingers that are wiggling all around, right? When I wiggle my fingers around, both my dogs come running to see if I've got treats. So we're gonna freeze, and you're you're gonna go still, and ideally your dog is gonna go still too. That would be the huge win, right? Because we want to teach our dogs to be calm when we are calm. And for toddlers, that's especially important because toddlers can be super silly, and we want to help them get the dog to calm down when they are done playing, okay? So what I'm going to try to do is back up a little bit and play this with Yara. I may give her a sit command if she doesn't do it initially on her own. But what I'm going to do is kind of spaz out and look like a fool for you. You're lucky. And then I'm gonna freeze and I'm gonna go still, and hopefully she will sit. And if she does, you can model this with your toddler. They can drop a treat on the floor and the puppy can have a treat. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and Yara can be all spazzy. Yay, I'm dancing, I'm moving around. Yay, she can get all wild and crazy. Freeze. Oh, Arlie wants to play. Sit. Yes. Treat on the floor, and you get a treat on the floor, okay? And then we can do it again. Yay! Crazy, crazy, crazy. We're being crazy and silly. Puppies. Freeze. Yara. Yes. Yara sat without being asked. Farley sat without being asked. She even tried to do it down. Good job. Good job. Drop a treat. Drop a treat. Okay. So you can do freeze dance. Drop the treat on the floor. So the gist of that, be silly, have fun, say freeze, kids go still, puppy hopefully goes still, gets a treat when they do. So 2 games for you guys to play with your kiddos where no puppy teeth, no dog teeth are gonna go on your toddler's hands. Do puppy bowling, and you can do freeze dance. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will get back to you on that. I'm also open to tons of other topics. I'm building a big list of ideas for live videos, and I'm gonna do them every week. Oh, thanks, Cam. Okay, so anything you need, let me know. I just wanna help you reduce the chaos with your dogs and kids. I do have a new checklist to help reduce stress and chaos. On my website, when you sign up for my email newsletter list, you get a free download, and it's a checklist that can help you get things under control, helps give you some relationship management and training advice, and to help you assess your current situation and what your needs actually are. So I try to help you through that. So if you sign up for my email newsletter, you get that free checklist. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave me comments, leave me suggestions for topics for next week, and I'll be happy to try to add it to my list. All right, have a great weekend, y'all. Okay, bye.